I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Tamara Green. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Beautiful. Doing fantastic tonight. How about you?
I am excellent. It's a great pleasure to connect with you. I definitely feel much better now, which who thought would be possible after having all of these conversations?
Exactly. I love what you're doing. It's
I
so
appreciate
cool.
that. I appreciate that. Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time. Or before that, what part of the world are you in right now, Tamara?
New York, very close to Manhattan
All
in New
right.
York.
Rather
Yeah.
quiet.
Right.
Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
So my husband and I, we bring calm to those living with cancer by using meditation, hypnotherapy, and mindfulness, and we deliver it in our app called Loving Meditations. And this was after we went through our own cancer experience. My husband had stage 4 cancer. I was his caregiver, and we used the power of these tools, meditation and mindfulness tools, to get through the experience. And as a result, we're our goal is to be a contribution to others going through the same thing and help them go through the experience with much more ease and calm.
So, where did the idea for creating the app hit on a junction? Where did you come up with that?
It actually happened. We were in the oncologist's office. I used to go with my husband to all of his, exams. And the oncologist said, wow, after all of that brutal treatment that you had, which was chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, he said it was amazing what you how you handled the whole thing, because that was very brutal. And what did you do? What were you doing? You must have been doing something different, because I've never seen anyone sail through it like you did. And so my husband shared, mindfulness, meditation. And the oncologist said, I want that for all of my patients. And my husband and I looked at each other, kind of like a light bulb going off in our head. We had been creating meditation programs for my psychotherapy community for about, 7 years up to that point. And we had gone through the cancer experience. We'd been creating these meditation, mindfulness, hypnotherapy type programs anyway for our YouTube community. So we thought, why not do it, specifically design it for those going through cancer? So that's how it got started.
Well, we can definitely peel back and say how this got started, right? You started this as well, didn't you, with the work you began doing? Isn't that fascinating as well?
Isn't that interesting how it all unfolds, and it's all
Yeah.
it's all divinely orchestrated as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned as well, who
Yeah.
who would be willing to look at the map that I've laid out? Thankfully, being able to do that and not see the orchestration that goes on.
Isn't it amazing? I know.
It
I
is
know. I
amazing.
mean, even my husband getting cancer, it just all, at the time when you're going through something like that, it's, you don't really understand, why, why would my husband get cancer? He's like the picture of health. But then as a result, you see what the gift is in it. And there really is, it's been a huge gift for us to be this kind of contribution to those going through, cancer, including the caregiver and the survivor.
Yeah. It's why that first question is a loaded question that I usually ask, like, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting? Because it's really fascinating. You're speaking to me, I'm in Trinidad and Tobago, and you're in New York, but the thing that really created all of this is all of that, right?
Absolutely, right? I'm even curious if it started with this kind of nudging idea that you couldn't quite get out of your mind, because that's certainly what happened to me when I started putting meditation out to my YouTube, to my clients, and started growing followers, because they really liked what I was putting out there, and what my husband, his piece is writing. I do the guided meditations, and he writes incredibly gorgeous music to it, and then video as well. And it just kept coming to me, just do this thing, make a call, make a weekly, meditation call. And it turned into this whole thing. And I'm wondering if it happened to you too that way.
Yeah,
It
it
just was this
definitely did.
nudging
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and usually I attempt to palm it off onto someone else by encouraging them to do the thing that I desire to do, right? And that only went so far. And eventually, when I began, then everything started to fall in place. And I think there's so many things that need to be connected to it, which is there are things that you need to remove in your life, or you should remove from your life. Self-love is very important. So, I am the type of person, or was, or is, or could be the type of person that says, no, you should do it. You should do it, right? It took a while to say, all right, you deserve this. You love doing this. You deserve this. Do it. Selfishly serve.
Yeah, and think of all the people that you're making so happy because you're doing it. It's just so exciting.
It is. Where's the best place for us to connect with everything you're doing?
Our app is on the App Store. You can go to, just Loving Meditations when you go to the App Store on an iOS device. But if you don't have an iOS device, you just go to calmcancerstress.com. So CALM cancerstress.com.
Tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Yoga, meditation, and a weird thing I do called body tapping. I've been doing it for longer than 3 years, but it's where I just tap all over my body every day. So including, my head, my entire torso, my legs, my arms. And it's almost like as if you're going to an acupuncturist, how, it opens up stuck energy. That's exactly what body tapping does. I love it.
Yeah, I've seen people medically, individuals do body tapping where they're testing to check organs. Is it like that? Yeah.
It's, what I'm doing, it's not necessarily testing organs, but it actually really opens and clears. So for an example, if I'm working with maybe one of my psychotherapy or coaching clients and they're telling me that they're very sad, I'll literally in the session, I'll have them to start using an open palm and tapping over their stomach, which is on the left side, kind of right below the ribs. And I'll have them tap for maybe about a minute right there. And it starts to release sad energy, because we hold sadness and sometimes anxiety in our stomach area. Or let's say they're really angry. I'll have them start tapping over the liver, and that starts to release the anger that they're holding on to. Another place for sadness and anxiety is the kidneys, which is halfway up your back. So it's just pretty fascinating how tapping is a pretty instant release for people. So I love teaching this too in workshops and,
On the channel as well, right? The YouTube channel has videos on this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm tapping my throat right now.
Good. Good. I was tapping my head before talking to you because it's kind of late here. It's usually when I'm ready to go to bed, and I thought, no, let me just wake my brain up a little bit. So I was tapping my head.
That's great to know. You are so amazing. I'm enjoying this conversation. All right, amazing audience. Again, we are live with Tamara Green, and you can check her out in all of the places she said. Loving Meditations, right? You could also go to lovingmeditations.com as well, right? So there's the app, and then there's lovingmeditations.com. Tamara, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Tamara, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh boy. So I guess I was about 4, and I was sitting alone playing with marbles on the floor, and all of a sudden, this booming yet very loving voice. To me, it sounded like it rang out into the room, but it probably was just in my head. And the voice said, "Who are you?" And I remember standing up really tall and said, "I am love." And the voice answered and said, "Yes, you are love." It was like the
Wow.
most amazing. Uh, I, it's as if it happened yesterday. It was just so profound.
Hmm. How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, somebody asked me fairly recently what my deepest innermost value is, and without hesitation, I said, being love in action, because it's really what drives me. It's what thrills me. It's what I'm passionate about. It's kind of the center of, uh, how I check myself and everything that I do. And so that memory or that experience that I had at such a young age really let me know, I think, what my soul's purpose is, and really what my career was going to be.
Hmm.
Because, like you, nobody can love you more than you love yourself, and your most important relationship is with you. So, I'm out there to really teach people to. Um, Connect with the most important being in the life, and that's with themselves.
Hmm. Love it. Wow. Well, there's no room for me there to offer any interpretation. I think it's vividly clear. Um, there's something that we didn't touch on, and we can do it. I love, though, the idea of, so the name of the book is Live Calm with Cancer and Beyond, right? And it's
Correct.
just fascinating to me. Just the term live calm. I mean, with life. Yeah, just seeing you as a child there in the
Yeah.
calmness of the moment and
Hmm.
the value that came from it. And then the echo of everything, the meditation, the calmness of you tapping on yourself, just the calmness that seems to be the truth that's necessary. And then being able to hear. It's just fascinating to me.
Yeah. And that's really, I mean, if we go back to who we came, or how we came into this world, most infants are the most, calm and peaceful beings, right?
Hmm.
And so it's when I think of calm, it's about really coming back to who you really are in the first place. Very, very self-loving and loving to others, and just very calm, and a life of just ease. And it's coming back to your authentic self.
Yeah. If we
Yeah.
fast forwarded to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Ah, Bridge Over Troubled
Who
Waters.
would have thought? Who would have thought, right? Like, yeah, of
What a
course.
surprise! Right.
That's amazing. Well, Tamara, we've arrived at our destination. I said Tamara again. It's Tamara, right? Tamara. Tamara, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Tamara, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
All Everyone that I talk to, my clients, my family, absolutely, just teaching others to do the same thing, be love in action.
Well, you are married. Do you have children?
Two lovely, wonderful children.
Do you believe in
Yes,
God?
absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yeah, very close.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No,
How about 3 hours a week?
no,
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
less.
If you, Tamara, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Tamara Green, what would you say that is?
That you actually set the bar on love. So, in other words, no one can love you more than you love yourself. You actually set the bar.
Love it. Tamara, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just, I want to say something about the body because it is the body having this amazing experience, right? So, when's the last time you actually thanked your body for everything that it does? Yeah.
Well, Tamara, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Oh, thank you. You're very inspiring to me, for sure.
You are to me as well. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.